Eton Mess. It's probably the world's fastest dessert to make. It's actually English in origin, and I make no apology that it is so fast. Yes, I'm cheating slightly because usually you would make the meringues in this dessert, but I love the store-bought ones. They are fantastic for a really quick dessert just like this. So what's an Eton Mess? It's a combination of beautiful fresh berries. Now they have to be fresh for this and lovely and ripe. So I'm using a combination of raspberries and strawberries, lots of cream and meringue. And then if you want to jazz it up a little more, you can add some white chocolate and pistachio, just like I'm doing here. Now for my berries, I always like to tell people, make sure you bring them out of the fridge at least 1 hour before serving them. By doing that, we're going to get a more intense berry flavour. So what I've just been doing here is quartering my beautiful strawberries because I want them to be bite-sized. The reason for this is we're going to be building this in a glass, so you want lots of small pieces so it all comes together at the end. So in a bowl, we'll place our strawberries. You want a good generous handful of them, along with some fresh raspberries, and look how plump and fat they are, just gorgeous. I don't cut them up, just use your fingers to break them up. Raspberries for me are the taste of summer, so I love the addition. Of course, you could just use strawberry or raspberry or any berry for that matter. As long as they're fresh, it really does make a difference to the end result. Now, what I like to do is macerate these berries with some sugar. Macerating simply means just allowing the berries to sit with the sugar for about 5 minutes, not even. And by doing that, we're really extracting all of the juices and accentuating the sweetness of the berries. So you need 1 to 2 tablespoons. Fold that in. And if you want to make this a little more adult, you could add a splash of Cointreau, some champagne, or even some rosé. So let's pop that to the side while we get on to the cream. So in another bowl, I'll add some ricotta. This recipe originally is just with cream, but to make this really fluffy and cloud-like, I love the addition of some ricotta. I'm using buffalo ricotta, a few spoonfuls. We do need to sweeten this up, so some more of that icing sugar, and you can make it as sweet or as not sweet as you like. It really depends on how you like it. Some vanilla. So I'm using some beautiful vanilla beans for this. You could use some vanilla bean paste, but I think nothing compares to the real deal. So we are just going to massage the vanilla bean in our fingers. By doing this, squishing it with my fingers, we're just releasing some of those vanilla seeds just so it makes it much easier to scrape the vanilla bean. So we'll pop that on our board with a small sharp knife, cut straight down the centre, just like that. You can see how full this one is of vanilla beans, and then we'll just scrape on the board like that, and look how much we get out of that. Fantastic. Into the bowl. Now don't throw this out. I really want to emphasize because there's still so much flavour in the vanilla bean. What you can do is just pop that into some caster sugar and you've made vanilla sugar. So next time you want to make a cake or a slice, the flavour of the vanilla will be in the sugar. So that's a good little tip. So we'll pop that to the side. And I'm just going to take the spoon out for a moment, grab a whisk and start whisking that together. So before I start adding my cream, I just want to loosen up that ricotta, smooth it out. I don't want any lumps. And now we can add some thickened cream. Good splash of that. You want your cream to be quite cold, and we'll give that another good whisk. So you just want soft peak, so you just want to use a little elbow grease here and then really give that a whisk. The colder your cream is, the faster and more efficiently it's going to firm up a bit. This is looking good, and the best way to test that at soft peaks is just to have a look at your whisk. If it just sits up nicely, it's ready to go. Okay, told you it's an easy dessert. We're ready to assemble. So I like to serve these in glasses, and this one is the perfect size. So we start with the berries, and look how glossy they've become just by stirring in that icing sugar, letting it stand for a moment. They're just glossy. They almost look fake. They're that perfect. We'll add a spoonful, spread it out so it's quite even, and in with our gorgeous ricotta and cream mixture. Now for the crunch. So our little cheap meringues, you can make them if you like, but when I've got friends coming over, I don't want to waste time making a dessert. This is my go-to, and everyone loves it. And for extra crunch, pistachios. So these are unsalted pistachios. You can use any type of nut you like, walnuts, hazelnuts, but I love the colour contrast of the red with the berries and the green from the pistachios. So just roughly chop that. And we just repeat the process. So more of our beautiful berries. And this will be the last layer. So I like to swap it over by adding some meringue now, because I want that cream to be on the top. So a generous spoonful of that fluffy cream. And I haven't forgotten about the chocolate. I love white chocolate, and if we just peel it over the top, it kind of resembles snow, which is quite lovely. And white chocolate, we know, goes so well with berries. And just with a peeler, or you can use a grater, we're just going to grate that over the top. And if it goes on the plate and around it, even better. It's very dramatic looking. Fantastic. Now, I didn't have a stopwatch on that one, but I'd say that took about 5 to 10 minutes max. It looks dramatic, tastes even better.